On Thursday, 25 November 2021, Ndebeles woke up to bad news from the South African government that the Zimbabwean exemption permit program has been scrapped. Ndebeles and Zimbabweans that are beneficiaries of this program were given a grace period of 12 months to switch to other visas, leave South Africa voluntarily or face deportation. Where would stateless Ndebeles go? This is a question that demands an answer here and now. This means that after the expiry of the grace period, police vans and trucks will be going around the whole of South Africa collecting Ndebeles and Zimbabweans without papers and delivering them to Ndebeles to be deported to Zimbabwe. It does not need a rocket scientist to tell that a political disaster of highest proportions is looming in our land, Ndebeles land. We already suffer under the heavy yoke of Shona oppression. Abject poverty, 100% unemployment rate, death due to hunger, and high illiteracy rate would be the order of the day in Ndebeles land. That is, if we do not take decisive action now. South Africa is and has been the second home for Ndebeles since the days of Ndebeles genocide in the 1980s until this day. If we direct our anger to the South African government, that would be misplaced. We can only be thankful to them for accommodating us for many years, even when they were under pressure from their own citizens. This is how far they could go. Our anger must be directed to the real devil, that is, the Shona supremacist government of Zimbabwe. This oppressive government is the double-horned Satan that has mercilessly murdered more than 40,000 innocent and unarmed Ndebeles civilians, including women, children and old people. It continues to discriminate us based on tribe, shutting the doors to education, employment, business, and development on our face. This tribalist government has made us to be the laughingstock of the world. It has caused us much humiliation in the foreign lands, where all of us are now painted with one brush and viewed as thieves, rapists, and murderers. Its anti-Ndebeles policies and failure to run the economy due to theft and corruption has forced us to cross crocodile-infested Limpopo River and bushes to be eaten by wild animals, raped and robbed by criminals in the bush, Amagumaguma. People of Ndebeles land, both female and male, young and old. We are partly to blame. We are like a cowardly man who ran away and hid in a neighbor's home after his own home was invaded by a venomous snake. When the neighbor fed and treated him well, he enjoyed the food and forgot that there is a snake in his own home and that the snake would not go anywhere unless he himself gets rid of it. And that accommodation next door was temporary. Living and working in South Africa or any other foreign country should be a temporary measure, not a long-term one. Ndebeles and independence cause should and must be our first priority. Do not be deceived by Shona people who will ask you to assist them to fight for Zimbabwe first. We have tried that during the Zimbabwe independence struggle. Our fathers fought and died for the very Zimbabwe, but when the Shonas took over political power and were in control of the government, army, intelligence, and police, they turned against us and deployed Zimbabwe National Army 5th Brigade to murder innocent unarmed Ndebeles civilians. They continue to oppress us to this day. In 2000 our brothers and sisters thought that the ZANU-ZAPU political deal was not up to scratch, that is why Ndebeles were killed. They then formed MDC in alliance with Shonas. The Shona supremacists in the MDC could not even wait until they got political power. Thus in 2005, it all ended in tears. Gibson Sibanda, MDC Vice President, Welshman Cube, MDC Secretary General and other prominent political Ndebeles were stoned out of Harare and Mashonaland by the MDC youth sent by Morgan Tsvangirai, the late MDC president. That marked the tribal split of the MDC. One lady Thokozani Koop thought she was the darling of the Shona people and remained in the MDCT after the 2005 split. But her time came after the death of Morgan Stangerai. She was saved by the rain that extinguished the fire when the marchants of tribalism attempted to burn her inside a thatched hut. She left Mashonaland and the MDC Alliance or MDCT or MDCM or MDC 99 in a hurry. That is how bad and confusing the situation for Ndebeles in Zimbabwe. We should draw lessons from these embarrassing political events and never make the same mistakes again. They say once beaten twice shy, but we have been beaten many times now. When they, Shonas, come to tell you about their Zimbabwe nonsense this time around, tell them that we have assisted them many times and got a raw deal. And that they must get lost, because it is time to liberate ourselves from them, Shona supremacists. The grievances of Shona and Ndebeles people are not the same. The war in Mashonaland is about who should control levers of power and steal from the poor. Shona people have a DNA of stealing, corruption and witchcraft. Ndebeles are fighting to liberate themselves from Shona tribal oppression. In Zimbabwe, we live in fear of being slaughtered in cold blood, segregated against in labor, education, politics, socially and business. As the white racist was our enemy during Rhodesia, the black Shona tribalist is our enemy in Zimbabwe. Our future is not in Zimbabwe or any other foreign country, but in our land, Ndebeles land. Now that we have been caught by surprise and about to be chased away from our temporary residence in our neighbor's house, it is time to deal with the snake that has found comfort in our own home. The snake is the Shona supremacist government of Zimbabwe that is illegally occupying Ndebeles land. 15 years of Ndebeles land independence cause has taught us that our enemy is not prepared for negotiations, is not bothered by our groans of pain, and cannot be shouted out of Ndebeles land. Martin Luther King Jr. said it, and it is true. Freedom never comes on a silver platter. You don't get to the promised land without going through the wilderness. Whenever you break out of Egypt, you better get ready for stiff backs. You better get ready for some homes to be bombed. You better get ready for some churches to be bombed. You better get ready for a lot of nasty things to be said about you because you are getting out of Egypt. Worry not when you are deported from foreign lands. Just pick up the gun and fight for the independence of Ndebeles land, your own land. This is your home, where you shall live in peace without the fear of being killed, fear of being discriminated against, and without the fear of being humiliated and deported. Let us unite and fight together, or perish together. Is Enzo Kunjamazwi. Israel do. MLO Secretary for Information and Public Affairs.